The aftermath of Tom Brady's retirement is still playing out. Tom Brady will not be playing football next season. That much is certain, assuming you assume his second retirement will be permanent. Previously, NFL players had to file paperwork with the league office in order to earn some retirement benefits, and establishing whether a player had formally retired or not provided insight into whether the decision would stick. However, times have changed. There is no necessity to submit formal papers, an NFL spokesperson, Brian McCarthy, replied in an email. A public statement by a player, such as attending a press conference or uploading a video from the beach, would suffice. According to the league's posting a video from a beach standard, Brady is officially retired, and the clock can start ticking on his eligibility for benefits and being voted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. There could be one more slight hiccup in that process. Robert K. Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, told CNN that he wanted to sign Brady to a one-day contract so he could retire as a member of the Patriots. The team. The symbolic gesture is occasionally utilized to ensure that a top player receives a respectful farewell from the team with which he was most closely identified. Brady's retirement, on the other hand, has others pondering their fate, most notably the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Fox. Brady was one of the greatest players in NFL history, and his absence will have an impact on the game. The Buccaneers must first assess whether Brady is genuine about retiring. If his decision is not final, they must evaluate whether they want to try to entice him back. But, assuming he is finished, they must confront a question that all NFL clubs must eventually answer: are we competitive or not? Despite a losing record this season, the Buccaneers managed to win the division and make the playoffs. Injuries piled up for the Buccaneers, a veteran-laden squad that had bet its future on remaining competitive as long as Brady was on the roster. Does general manager Jason Licht blow up the team now that he isn't, and the bill has come due? Is Blaine Gabbert, the team's backup quarterback, promoted, or will the team look for a successor like Jimmy Garoppolo, who is scheduled to leave the San Francisco 49ers after 6 seasons? Whatever Tampa Bay chooses, Brady will remain on the team's roster. Because of how his contract was modified last year, he will count for $35 million against the team's salary cap in 2023. According to Spotrac, the Buccaneers are already $55 million over the salary cap. The Buccaneers can use administrative maneuvering to spread out the cost of Brady's contract, but they will eventually have to account for that money. Brady, who had lots of negotiating power in Tampa Bay, made far more money with the Buccaneers than he did with the Patriots, where he took a series of team-friendly contracts. Even as a little weakened athlete, he could have demanded a sizable salary to play next season. However, unlike some of his friends, Brady will be handsomely compensated in his post-NFL existence. Fox hired Brady to a hefty contract last off-season to join the network's top NFL announcing booth once he retired. This happened shortly after Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, who had called Fox's marquee games for the past 2 decades, left for ESPN. The New York Post stated that Brady's contract is worth $375 million over 10 years. However, Fox has not confirmed that figure and has declined to comment. With Buck and Aikman no longer available, and Brady still on the field, Fox moved Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen, a former Carolina Panthers tight end, to their top booth. Next weekend's Super Bowl will be called by Burkhardt and Olsen, but Brady will presumably replace Olsen at some time, possibly soon. Before this season, Olsen stated that he would do his best to make Fox executives' decision to replace him with Brady as tough as possible. And what if they continue to do it? At the end of the day, I'm a large boy, he said in a radio interview last month. I know what I signed up for. I took a chance on myself. I rolled the dice.